exciting day. The roster needs to be finalized, and there's a lot of young men in there that are very happy. Can we start with just a general statement about the roster and how you came to form it at 23?
Well, there's a couple moving parts there still with the defensemen that are injured, and Tenorti there. Unfortunately, we lost Dahlbeck today, which is the way the system works, for an opportunity for him, and so we wish him the well. Mikhailuk cleared waivers. That just gives us, our team, some flexibility. So we sit today with, I think it's 5 rookies on there with Dauphin, although Dauphin's played a little bit before, but the 4 young players who have earned their way to a roster spot. So we'll see where it goes from here. But we'll be young. We're going to integrate some of these young players into our group. Hopefully they continue to grow as players and become good NHL players.
When this camp started, did you think that many would make it, or did they earn their way on here by their performance in the camp?
Well, there's some opportunity, but there's players that did come in and earn their way on. The forgotten guy in the whole group was Dauphin, and we knew he was a good player. Just because he's been in the organization a couple of years, but you remember he's still a second-round pick that was projected to be a good player, and now you're seeing him to come to fruition just a little bit like Martinook did. So he's a good player. He's earned his way on. Dvorak and Strome are both young players that it'll be interesting to see how they adapt to an NHL game. And Chychrun is one that, he was kind of the wild card of the group that came in and just played really, really well. And he pushed his way in to the point where, Dahlbeck was a question mark.
You had some young kids push onto the roster last year, but as this group grows, you've got a large group of young guys. What are the challenges with a group that large, still lacking in experience?
They need to grow as people and as players. There's young players come in. There's an excitement to start with, but with that excitement comes the reality of, to be in the NHL, there's a commitment you have to make on and off the ice. Young players, there's still lots to learn. Experience is a big factor in playing well in the NHL. Young players can come in. They show you glimpses of, hopefully the player they'll become, but there's still going to be times when they have lots to learn. So, we went through it last year with our young players. We'll go through that again this year, but I feel like our overall depth is strong enough to integrate these young players in and, still be able to be a very competitive team.
With a few of those guys that are still junior eligible, do you consider this an evaluation period for them? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just we still have the opportunity with the 10-game rule to see where players are. So, we'll get them up and going, and hopefully they continue to move ahead. If it comes to the point where we don't think that's the case, then we have the ability to, if they need to go back to junior, they can do so.
Do you have any sense of the guys who weren't here, how close they are to being here, the 2 injured defensemen, and then Toby and McGinn?
Toby will be here tomorrow. He's flying in today, so he'll practice with us tomorrow, so he'll be here. McGinn is day-to-day with an upper body injury, and the 2 defensemen, Connaughton and Stone, continue to work, and they're close, both of them, but they both missed a significant amount of time, so we got to make sure that they're ready at the level where they can jump into an NHL game, because it's been a long time since either of them played in a game.
Is a timeline for them clear, Dave? I mean, since you have this flexibility to insert them whenever they're ready, it's not like they have to wait X amount of games.
No, it's they're day-to-day now, both of them.
Do you think conditioning stints for any of them just to get game action is
probably
important?
not? No, probably not. No.
Not even Tenorti either, since he hasn't.
Tenorti, we'll see how that goes. We'll keep him here until we'll get through the 4 games with him.
Dave, we didn't mention Lawson Krause and what he did to earn a spot.
Just come in and played well, played very well. He found a role kind of on the bottom end with him and Dauphin. We're good penalty killers together. He's a big guy. He's a smart player, plays strong, all parts of the game. Still has some stuff to learn, but as a player that came in and kind of earned his way on.
As far as Chikrin, is it more difficult as a teenager to step in to this league and play defense as opposed to being a forward, or is it just different?
Well, it is. It's experience, and you talk about experience for players. That's one area that you know, it becomes more of an element. But the one thing that we've said since the first couple of days in training camp is he's mature for his age. You know, he's come in and played a mature game. So hopefully, I mean, we put him in this situation. We played him a lot of minutes in exhibition. Now the level's going to go up again, but he certainly hasn't done anything to give you the reason to say he's going to back off from here. So we'll see. He's a real eager young man. He's obviously fit. He's in a man's body, and there's going to be things that he needs to learn as he goes along here. But he's ahead of the curve for a young defenseman.